Start?
Come on now.
All right. Reporting live from the beating heart of Nutmeg Country.
Cable actuated and opinionated.
This is Alt Bike Now. I'm your
Alternative radio.
for alternative cyclists. I'm your host, Ronnie Romance.
I'm your other host, Aria Million.
It's French.
Yeah. It's
Aria tens of millions.
Aria Million.
Apparently,
That's Millie.
Aria is rich, and we're going to get to that later on in the episode.
Oh, today we're mad, aren't we, Jamie? We are a little bit mad.
And something that we also might be mad about, everybody telling us to stop talking about the Pro Tour stuff in the beginning of the podcast. Well, now everyone's telling us, hey, we miss it.
We missed the road race coverage.
I don't know.
Come on now.
And come on now is still in the lexicon, everyone.
Still funny
So
to me.
feel free to use
Hilarious.
it. So we're going to get into the, some pro racing roundup. We've got some real life report back, some real hot and steamy rides on July 4th. And prior to that, around the world, everything's been pretty parboiled. A great tell them while you're mad. Is there money in the bike industry? We're going to answer that. And then we've got a little, we might throw this in the beginning, a little pro racing gossip. And, we'll wrap it up. But I have a feeling, folks, that you're going to love this episode.
You're going to like the way you look.
I guarantee it. Well,
This is the Nams
sweetheart.
Warehouse.
Well, sweetheart, why don't we, you want to get right into
Let's
this?
talk about the Tour de France.
As everyone, if you don't know already, the Tour de France is happening right now.
One of the most celebrated. It blows all of the other ones away. A sick blow.
It's a blow bang, a French blow bang. So, it's definitely lavender scented. On July 4th, our nation's 250th birthday.
Which is like a speck of dust to the French.
They had the audacity to start the biggest bicycle race in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun going into the Tour de France from Tour Divide. I've been kind of like saying Tour Divide instead of Tour de France.
You've been saying Tour Divide?
Divide. But yeah, the biggest race, the men's Tour de France, is a lot bigger than the women's too. So the men's Tour de France started July 4th, and it was team time trial, which is kind of cool.
They haven't started with a team time trial in a very long time.
And it started in Barcelona. Okay, whatever.
But the French changed all the names to like Barcelona.
Barcelone. They would. They got their own names for stuff. The French, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a joy to watch Filippo Ganna in the hot seat for a good long while with his whole team. He is so cute. When he smiles, a new star is born in the universe.
I'd like to think that too. It's his smile. It's his smile. He's so cute and so hot at the same time.
Yeah.
I guess I've already just gushed about Filippo Ganna.
Yeah, I haven't
before, but you haven't. So let's let you have your
You've
time.
gushed more about Jonathan Milan, I think.
Well,
but
yeah.
I get it. I get Ganna.
Big Italian men.
You do. From the north, from the south. He likes the Italian crowds. Oh, that was good.
I was trying to,
Write that one down.
So folks, I guess this is like an olive branch to you alt cyclers out there who are not into pro racing. And I guess this is for us to argue pro racing can be alt. Following pro racing can be alt. And we've told it before in other episodes that pro racing is so small in the scope of
sport
yeah. to what the riders get paid, to the resources. It's a big sport in that a lot of people could come out and watch it. Like in the Tour de France, people are lining the roads. It's free to watch. So you've got it's the arena is can be 200 kilometers long.
Fair.
And so there's a lot of people that watch it. I guess when I think about it, when I think about, what's wrong with pro cycling? Well, there's a lot wrong with pro cycling, but the biggest thing is that it's all corporate sponsors. That's how these people get paid. They have to wear corporate sponsors on their backs. I guess it's kind of like NASCAR and stuff like that in that regard. So you have all these strange sponsors. A lot of them are notorious, and there are some entire nations that sponsor teams, and they're generally petrol states. So it's just, I think, you could say it's
Bahrain victorious, UAE.
Yeah, you can say it, or I mean, heaven forbid that we talk about the Israel Premier Tech from last year.
Heavens. Well, but there is a lot of alt too following big races. Like last year they had a huge protests in solidarity with Palestine against Israel Premier Tech as a team. And we saw shutdowns of races. We saw human barricades. We saw flags everywhere. It was a beautiful, coordinated campaign over all 3 grand tours. We saw the same tactics in the Vuelta as we saw in the Tour de France, as we saw in the Giro d'Italia, and they got what they wanted from that protest, from those nonviolent, disruptive, and sometimes scary protests.
It's easy to think.
So, that's the alt lives there. The alt for me in watching big races like this comes from, there's a lot of troubling things about the culture of racing, and this is where we can kind of talk about it. And there's so many ways of looking at what alt bike could be. This is just Ronnie and ours take, because we like to listen to ourselves talk about this stuff, and we think about it all the time. And it's just something we do. It's fun.
It's just fun. This is our sport.
If you want to start an alt bike podcast as well, hell yeah, do it. If you want us to be guests on it, welcome us to your show.
We'll come talk about professional
cycling. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah. So you could take for me the petrol state stuff and the infamy behind some of the sponsors is a funny. I take that as for me, that's part of the joke. It's part of why I like fantasy metal too, is that these people are they're serious people. Yeah,
extremely serious.
Their lives come off. To us, the entertainment as a
we consume it through an entertainment lens, because that's
and
how
it just becomes,
to be.
To me, it becomes kind of cheeky, just kind of funny. And I always loved, in elder days of cycling. Going back, we're talking about the Mapei team again. It's
elder days.
Or Quick Step. Quick Step is mattresses.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And they used to have when Tom Bonin was on the team, they used to have, I remember this advertising. Yeah, you're blowing boogers out. I'm talking about Tom Bonin. You're blowing boogers all over the screen here.
I've got a tissue, and it's just a little summer cold.
Well, Tom Bonin, previous hottie, you'll hear him.
Previous
hottie. He was, the advertising campaign was the whole Quick Step team and their little kits all on the same mattress together, holding pillows.
Stacked on top of each other?
Basically. Yeah, they're serious.
I love that.
So, obviously a mattress company isn't or maybe Quick Step wasn't the mattress company. It was another sub-sponsor of theirs.
Regardless, there's a bunch of
stuff. And it's just, these are obscure really European. There's another team that's sponsored by my mom, farming combines.
Rural.
That was Premier Tech.
Oh,
yeah. So you had that team last year sponsored by the state of Israel, and
it wasn't the state of Israel.
Okay, it was a
billionaire from Canada
who was very proud to be Israeli.
Yeah.
And then the sub-sponsor of that team was a Canadian combine manufacturer.
Yeah, so
anyway, it's just fun. This stuff is just silly.
If you get into it, there's so much drama to unlock from what's happening behind what the pros are actually the actual sport of it to kind of the back end business deals and trying to poach other riders and trying to give Paul Atreides, aka Paul Sextus, Lisan El Gaib, all the monies in the world. Like,
Yeah,
that's
a lot. There's
that's
great
the fun
story. There's great
stuff. Come on now.
There's great storylines, and again, these riders are just as talented as they've ever been. Everyone is optimized. It's just interesting to see how far you can push the non-recumbent bicycle. Basically, these guys should all be on recumbents, and then they'd be going real fast.
You've been on this recumbent campaign for quite a while, and I
Recumbents
just
are the
think
fast. You make all these fancy aero bikes. The recumbent already exists. Like I'm more aerodynamic than the new Specialized SL9.
to your recumbent
my
campaign, I
$200
say
recumbent
have a seat. Okay,
on my
just
Gold
take
Rush,
a seat on that.
on my Ron's Gold Rush. If you go to
We did get that.
ransbikes.com, that's a Rans recumbent. That's actually how we chose ransbikes.com. One letter, and you come to a recumbent company.
Jokes are not landing this morning. Have a seat. Have a seat. Okay, we're talking about
We got to get into
the creme de la creme
gotta get
of the
into the
sport in the
Tour de
men's
France.
world, the Tour de France. So we are today on stage 4.
Yeah. Well, stage 1 was on the 4th of July. And it was, we were saying, a team time trial. And Jonas, a former champion of the Tour de France before Tadej started to really be dominant. Jonas was like, he
had the green jersey or the yellow jersey 2 years in a row. So
and then he's had a number of injuries since then, and he's not nearly as dynamic of a rider as Pogacar, whatever you want to call him, Tadej. So it was really neat to see him and his team win the yellow jersey on stage 1. With Ghana
by like
in the hot
11
seat.
seconds.
Yeah. They went faster than Filippo Ganna, which is the fastest man. He's got the hour record.
Yeah.
So the
a lot faster than Remco.
That was really
rainbow
cool.
jersey
Right.
for a time trial.
True, and a new specialized shiv.
Oh my
S-Works.
God.
I'm such an S-Works boy.
You are a specialized boy.
To
I
me,
think the
to me,
subliminal
folks,
marketing from Seinfeld really worked on you, bro.
Well, no, that was Klein. But yeah, Specialized
But
had a
they
shop.
were always
They had a
walking
shop.
past
They
us
had
at
a
the
shop. Yeah, Specialized makes if you want like modern shit.
So anyways, we are not sponsored by them or anyone for that matter. Why do you keep groveling at the foot of Brooks and Specialized?
All right.
For France's sake.
So it was really cool, just really cool to see Jonas take the yellow jersey, I think for the first time in
the first stage.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
And
he looks good in yellow.
He looks great in yellow. They were super happy. They couldn't have had a more successful team trial.
Yeah, everybody on that team turned themselves inside out for Jonas.
They were pumped. Yeah, everyone, the whole peloton is rooting for Jonas right now. That's what I've understood.
It makes a time trial a lot more interesting. But then when you have a crash like Astana did,
oh my God,
you take the whole team out.
Look up if you're into this
like
is sick.
Speed suits.
But you look up my Instagram algorithm. It's all crashes. And I didn't even know I liked crashes so much, but that's what they show me. Anyway, I would look up the Astana crash. Look up the Astana team time trial crash if you want to see a bunch of spandex-clad Kazakhs just completely yard sale on some very expensive bikes.
And then they crashed again. Members of that team on the second.
It didn't go so great. It's been really hot in Europe, as you may or may not know. That's been a theme. I think we've been talking about the heat in Europe for like 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, they banned the ice socks. Like the pantyhose socks for the team time trial in this.
Because it makes you more aerodynamic.
Yeah, but it melts. Like.
These guys are soaking wet all the time. I can't imagine the yeast
UCI
infection.
is so dumb. I think that the alt take that we have on most like roadie things is that we hate the UCI.
Just let these guys use their ice socks and ride recumbents.
Seriously.
So, a lot of heat. The second stage this is a really exciting first week of the tour because the second stage already had, was already a hilly stage and it was, this was going to be a GC battle right away because, one of the top GC guys already had the yellow jersey because of the team time trial. So you got Jonas in yellow, the other GC guys have got a counter. And so I knew we were in for a great race that second day and it did not disappoint because you want to run us through it?
So the last 2 KMs, like everyone who's being paid beaucoup bucks in cycling is up there in the bunch. There is obviously the Tade and Isaac Romero del Toro. There is Jonas. There is Paul Atreides. There is Remco. So they're all there, and they're all like foaming at the mouth, just rabid dogs.
I think it's great to understand how excited everybody, not even the like big pros, but the domestiques, everybody is teed up, queued up for this tour. Like they dream of racing this race their entire lives.
So then there's a moment where Todd and Isaac are having a little convo while they're, in the front.
Yeah.
And I think that was the moment where Phil Liggett was like, at this point, Todd was like, how are you feeling? You good? You want to go for this? Let's go. And that's exactly what they did. They like shot ahead. Isaac was essentially being pulled by Tade. And then in like the last like 600 kms or something, Tade was almost like playing a game with the rest of the top five there, where he was kind of slowing them down, looking back, making sure they were kind of staying back. It was like, it looked like a sheep herder, like who is
herding the sheep of his competitors.
So Isaac could be up front, and he had obviously plenty of energy, but over the finish line, Isaac Romero del Toro, our boy from Ensenada, our representative for Turtle Island, young, sweet Mexican boy, wins his debutante.
The consummate debutante.
This is his first time in the Tour de France. This is his first real stage that's not a team time trial. And he gets the gift. Yeah. And later, the lift.
Well,
because Tade picks him up, and there's like so much water dripping down.
These guys are a walking yeast infection.
Right now, they're like, he's lifting him up. So Todd obviously has plenty of energy.
I think if I could interject without talking over you.
Well, you just did. All right, let's go. Come on, Matt.
Those final meters when Tade is herding the sheep. We're going to refer to the sheep as the sheeple of his other competitors.
I love that word.
And he is in such a comfortable position that
Ronnie was shrieking and laughing.
He's so confident. He's so confident that first off, when Del Toro accelerates, there are a few people that look cooler than him. Yeah. Like he uses his whole body. His face was like grimacing and contorting in all these different ways. Tade looks just the same as it always does, kind of weird. Yeah. And Tade is just looking behind to make sure nobody is coming, no sheeple are coming around them, But they had so much room that Tade was just like, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to him. This is a gift. You are mine. Referring to Del Toro. And in my mind, immediately, I was just like, oh, what a gift. I can't believe this. Kiss the freaking ring, Del Toro. And Tade starts pumping his fist like crazy as Del Toro's crossing the line right in front of him. And it's this big moment because Del Toro, as Aria suggested, this is essentially his first real stage of his first ever Tour de France. And he's gifted. He wouldn't have won this stage. This would have been Tade.
Yeah, he was coaching him the whole time.
Tade was barely breathing.
Definitely the last.
And just let him, just like, I'm going to give this to you. And I mean, the commentators will say, the people who are analyzing the race will say, well, this is going to come back to Tade tenfold when he needs a lieutenant like Del Toro in the high mountains, if he does ever need somebody in the high mountains. I don't think Jonas is going to come close to him this year, honestly.
Well, we'll see about that.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm the perennial Jonas fan.
Yeah, but
I believe in that boy.
So anyway, that was a big moment. Lots of photos. That Tade leading Del Toro across the line, because you can imagine Del Toro being like, right now they're like bros. But you could imagine Del Toro being a competitor. If Del Toro wants to have a career, he needs to be a competitor to Tade because has the potential.
Oh, yeah. There is a fun story in the making. It's a fun story
in the making here. There are the
Del
storylines in
definitely seemed overwhelmed with seeing him on the podium and just observing his facial expressions, you could just tell that he was like soaking in the moment and like just being really grateful. He was like nearly emotional, but I could just sense like the electricity buzzing off of him. And in like that little video they did of his like childhood, like his little like
And
vignette.
Ensenada. Anybody who's done the Baja Divide has been through
Ensenada.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the
It's-
mountain biking is sick. And
yeah,
that's what he was
very
saying.
close
He
to
got
San Diego.
into mountain biking with his
Yeah.
brother and then started winning and got a hunger for it. And he was saying that Nairo Quintana, seeing Nairo, another brown boy from, well, Nairo's not from Mexico. He's Ecuadorian. Where's Nairo
my
from?
God.
Colombian?
I can't believe that. I can't believe you're going to one of your fellow brown boys.
I know. He's Colombian. I loved seeing Nairo racing when I was getting into cycling at first because there aren't a lot of representation from beyond Europe. So it's really nice to see riders like Nairo Quintana and
Egan Bernal.
Egan Bernal, who has won the entire
Well, so has
pot.
Quintana.
Quintana's one too. I wasn't around for that, but you know, it's just Richie Carapaz. It's nice seeing a bunch more representation, and I think the sport has obviously a very long way to go in terms of representation. But the crop right now is just muy freaking
Well,
bien.
Del Toro being a Mexican is really cool.
It's really cool.
But-
I like having a Turtle Islander, a North American. I guess we had.
We got plenty of Canadians.
We got some Canadians.
People forget about Canada. You know,
Who
you
was that
forget
guy
about
who won the
Canadians.
Puy de Dôme against
Oh, that's Michael Woods.
Georgie? Yeah. Yeah.
On your
He was
favorite
fun.
Israel Premier Tech team.
My favorite.
You want to bring him back?
I'm good.
So I want to ask a question. How would you feel if your first stage, if you were a promising cycle, not only a promising cyclist, but you know, you're probably
Get to it, John.
you're probably going to be the you know, you're a big deal. Okay, you haven't proven yourself yet. You're a debutant in the Tour. You're Del Toro. Okay, how do you feel being gifted your first stage win in a Grand Tour in the Tour de France?
If the person who was giving me the gift was like, you know, like Adam Yates or something, I'd be like, man, what the hell,
Okay.
you know? But if the person giving me the gift is the most gifted,
Someone
recognized-
who was not known for giving gifts.
someone who does not like to take an L ever, like it's like seeds, you can see it in his eyes. When the gift giver is of that caliber, I will take that gift, no matter what it is. I will take that gift. I think it is. I think it's a.
You think it's a beautiful gesture?
I don't think it's like a beautiful gesture. There's more beauty that I see in cycling than like this kind of gifting, especially this early on without as much of a storyline. But I think that it shows camaraderie within the team, and it shows that Todd is capable of gifting, and just him shepherding everyone else in that last 300 kms or whatever was 300 meters was really entertaining. So
Well,
like,
interesting.
yes, I will take the gift. What would you do?
Me
would
personally,
you take the gift if you were a
I
debutante?
was thinking about that, and it would piss me off. Like,
Oh.
yeah, and that's not something I don't use those words lightly. I would not. Yeah, that, you know, to me that's embarrassing, because Tade was clearly not breathing, and is giving, and it's his, like, I would want to win my first stage of the Tour de France. Like, I want that experience to be of my own making. I'm
But
saying I don't want somebody that could have just sprinted past me to be like, no, I insist, you first.
oh,
I haven't proven myself. This is my first tour stage.
you haven't earned the chips and
No,
salsa.
you haven't earned that. And
Okay.
and to be up on stage, like receiving that win and everything, like I would just feel so awkward. Like, it's just, you haven't earned it. And not only have you not earned it, like there's footage of you not earning it that's going to be replayed Like, you know how NBC does it. They put together these montages of each stage. Yeah, with the and it's just gonna be like Tade being like, this guy, I could have won, but no, I let him do it, and it's just not, it's patronizing. God, it's not my I would not feel good about that. And it would burn inside me to the point where I would need to prove myself. I would need to prove myself, but at the risk of melting that relationship.
Melting.
Yeah,
I like
yeah. And
that.
so Tade wants that loyalty. Tade makes himself look all cool and like collective, and by all accounts, he's a really nice guy. But it's just racing. You can't. This is racing.
Everyone turns into Alien versus Predator when the race is on.
Yeah.
Slice and dice.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I could see what you're saying. Like that kind of like once you think about it, after the wave
it's
of
embarrassing.
The wave of winning, that euphoria kind of wades off. You're like, wait a second.
Like you want your first tour stage win to be special. Like that's a big freaking moment or like people spend their entire lives chasing this.
Well, I hope he has many more.
And he will have many more. I guess that's the consolation. He will have many more, and I guess Tade knows that too. But the first one is special.
It'll be fun to see how this arc goes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we got to move on to stage 3 and move on to our
stage 3. Todd wins again.
This is last night.
He takes the yellow jersey.
Couldn't help himself.
But it's like he has the yellow jersey by like probably
milliseconds. He's tied with
Jonas, but they gave him the yellow.
So he made back like 30-something seconds on Jonas, and
he's got the
everybody was there.
The
break almost stayed away with the Frenchman and on EF, don't remember his name, and then they caught close to the line, and there ended up being another, because yesterday was their first like quote unquote mountain stage. Still had like 13,000 feet of elevation gain, which is pretty wild.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's
over 150 miles ish,
or 100 and like 120 or something. But they classified it as a mountain stage, but it's the easiest mountain stage of them all. But all these stages turn into GC battles when Tade's around. So, the UAE pushed the pace and caught the break, and then there was another battle royale at the end for sprinting to the line. It was an uphill finish, right? Was it an uphill finish?
Yeah.
And it was also 40 kilometers from they almost canceled the stage because of wildfires.
Yeah.
And more, we forgot about that. And
that seems to be the theme is the climate change they might have to do the tour earlier.
Yeah. But then you run into snow. There's really the tour will always be July because that's also France's national holiday. France has July, like their summer vacation.
Oh, they took that from us too.
Yeah. And they traded it for the
their
Statue
colors,
of Liberty,
their constitution, their holidays,
their Hall of Versailles. So they couldn't have spectators the last 40 kilometers into France. So the race crossed from Spain into France yesterday through Girona, where where most of the pro races live, pro racers and influencers alike, and not to mention pathless pedaled.
So. Yeah. Moving on to real life report back. Speaking of July heat,
let's wrap up the tour stuff. Okay, so
it's been wrapped.
Yeah, let's wrap up the tour stuff. We're already a half hour in. You're going to hear more about it because next week, guess what? We're going to have another like 6 or 7 stages to talk about.
Down the road. So
okay.
Real life report back.
Real life report back.
I don't think we need to do that.
Okay, I like it. So as we've already noted, the 4th of July was last weekend, and it was hot here.
It was really hot.
It was we had 2 days leading up to the 4th of July here in Connecticut where our outside thermometer read 100 degrees. And I can't recall that ever happening since we've lived back here in East Haddam. I don't think we've reached like upper 90s, but triple digits.
Happened.
No, we haven't had. I mean, I am a hawk on this stuff. I look at that thermometer. What do you read? I'm looking at the weather all the damn time. I'm a white male. I love talking about the weather.
He loves it.
Okay, so anyway, I'm talking about the weather. and it was 100 degrees 2
And
days
being
in a row.
sassy about it,
And I'm
too.
going to be
Dang.
sassy. I'm talking about the weather.
It's his passion.
This is my passion.
Potato salad with raisins in it and the weather.
I did not. Well, we were getting our swim hole and a bunch of other stuff ready before
Yeah.
the last 2 years we've held a little 4th of July party with a 50-mile road ride down to Rocky Neck, which is a beach, a really beautiful beach near us that just gets completely like just maxed out on 4th of July every year.
Yeah.
Like the entire towns of Middletown, Hartford,
Everywhere.
Springfield, they all come down and descend upon Rocky Neck. And I'm telling you, folks, it is a scene and a half. You could hear so many different types of music, see so many different types of people just enjoying themselves out on the beach. I love seeing like there's kids running around just playing frisbee, like playing tag or whatever. It's just a free for all. It's like what you
Babies
want.
in diapers tumbling down
Yeah.
hills to
Oh,
their
man.
deaths.
So many different meats being cooked.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of smells.
But it is a scene. I love seeing it. It just
Yeah.
reminds me,
It's quintessential summer because Rocky Neck is where my 8th grade beach day was. I don't know if your school ever did that, but I lived probably like 20 minutes away from there, or high school or middle school. And to graduate middle school, like we had a beach day and the whole school went there. It's a state funded park and it's at the beach, and there's like a little concession stand, and the infrastructure with like the showers and all of that stuff wasn't there when I was 14, but it's
got this
really nice to see.
It's a beautiful spot to ride your bike down to.
Yeah.
We do the spring fling goes down there, and it's a lot less people down there when we do that. But like on these major holidays, people are walking like several miles with coolers and their kids,
buckets of stuff,
fishing rods. They're walking several miles because they can't park close to the beach and they have to go.
Well, the parking fills up. I think that's the problem.
So it's nice to ride through.
It's an entire
there.
village that pops up. It's like a rent fair.
I think most of our fellow cyclists out there will agree with us that it's that cycling is a cheat code, and it's really cool to use it as such to kind of infiltrate these public gatherings and just be like, well, I'm just going to ride in there, and no one says anything, and because it's not illegal, you can just do it. You're a pedestrian when you're on a bike.
There's not a greater feeling than passing like 10 to 50 cars
in 100-degree heat.
In 100-degree heat while they're waiting to enter this park that you're going into, and you have like just air flowing in your hair underneath your helmet,
not a care
and you're
in the world.
just breezing right by them, and they're all looking at you like, looky, you got all your stuff on your bike already, you're just gonna roll right in. Hell yeah, we are.
So it's a great feeling. So we do this every 4th of July, and then afterwards.
And Balsy and Caroline got in the water. They went down and got in the water. I don't like brackish salt water, and I had my like clippies in.
But I mean, we have a little party afterwards. So we had like I think there were 9 of us that met here. Yeah. And we had a bit of a snafu with this chocolate, this mushroom chocolate. But it's like an amanita. There's these head shops that sell these.
Oh my gosh.
These, I don't know, questionably legal. Or I mean, they're not, who knows what's in them, but there are these certain, as long as it's not psilocybin, you could sell it, I guess. So amanita, which is like the, those Christmas, those things those toadstools that grow underneath pine trees up in the north, that you're supposed to drink the pee of the reindeer or your shaman to get high off them.
Oh, dang. Well, that's what it was?
You could just get those things in chocolate bar form now at Old Glory. That's our local head shop that's been around for like 50 years. So anyway, somebody picked up one of those chocolate bars, and a few of us had some, and oh my God, it tasted like soap. First off, like it was putrid. It was really bad. So we should have known right then and there. And it was already, we were like just leaving.
But mushrooms taste bad.
It's 100 degrees out, and we're just like, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. And so
we live for this shit.
We live for this shit. Let's go do a 50-mile ride. And so, the effects ranged from not feeling anything at all to I need to call an ambulance. And those are the effects. So, it's take it as you will. That was our ride back and forth to the beach. It was very sweaty and hot. I don't know how a lot of y'all are dealing with these hotter temperatures and getting your rides in. As like I was saying, the 2 days prior, I didn't get any riding in because we were working on the swim hole and stuff. But we're lucky enough to have a body of water that stays cold to dunk in and out of for most of the day. We don't have air conditioning here. Air conditioning is pretty new to New England. We've never really needed it. I still would argue that we don't need it. I like to feel the heat so it doesn't shock me when I go outside.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
You know, and it just makes me get a little bit more creative, I guess, with how to stay cool. So going in and out of the water, drinking cold liquids, staying hydrated, stuff like that. But, you know,
you're good at that.
I'm good at that. I'm good at optimizing.
I'm not good at that, and I was okay. So
yeah, you're okay too.
I mean, I was just brain melt, like didn't make full sentences the whole day, but
and then we got back to our party that we had planned for, and a bunch of people were
we like put up
dropping out.
flags and lights and stuff.
I mean, a bunch of people didn't make it through the bike ride was intense because of the heat, and a lot of people were not into partying after that, and it was kind of hard to rally people to get down to you had set up all these nice flags, and we just had like this really cool, like,
we'll use it for next year.
We'll use it for next year, exactly. But right as we got everything set up, started cooking some barbecue tempeh, that's when the thunderstorms rolled in. And oh boy, did they ever. We got dumped upon. Absolutely dumped upon.
Dumped
so
like a truck.
Yeah, moved the party up into the barn, just saw some crazy lightning, some beautiful
it was awesome.
Cloud-to-cloud lightning, big storms coming through.
It was awesome just watching it from like the big barn door. There was so much heat lightning. Mm-hmm. Actually, the game we were playing was that thunder fireworks?
Oh yeah.
Or what was the last one? Or a car like exploding?
Who knows?
What was it?
250-year anniversary. You don't know what you're going to get.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I thought it was a great day. It was a great excuse to get a bunch of people out on the bikes and have a little party afterwards. So it was very cool. So those are our real life report backs. You've been
very good.
I mean, you didn't make your 100 mile. Where are you trying to get in per week?
You said over 100 miles a week, but I was at like 70 this past week.
69. It was 69. Because it was. I remember that.
Okay, you know what? 69.7 to me is 70, right? But the heat and everything,
the heat, you weren't feeling it.
I really wasn't. Mm-hmm. I was moving so slow. I wasn't really having the best time on the bike unless I was moving.
Right.
And then,
stop. We like to, as all cyclists, I think we're defined by how long our stops are.
You know?
Yeah. And so, you know, it's unfortunate sometimes that we can't stop for as long as we want to and enjoy the scenery because you got to get back on your bike to have that air conditioning.
Yeah.
So I don't know how runners and mountain bikers do it because you're not getting that air conditioning. You know, you're just sweating.
Are you a runner or a mountain biker?
I mean,
tell us.
I've tried to run. I've tried to run and mountain bike in the summer, and you know that's a lot of sweat, folks. That's a lot of sweat. I remember how bad your gloves can smell. How bad your gloves can smell in the summertime with all that sweat.
I know that's
your helmet straps, gloves, shoes.
Because it's damp over here too.
Ooh, good God, that's a lot of laundry, folks.
It's a lot of laundry.
Okay, well, I think that pretty much wraps up our real life report back.
That's right.
I'm getting a side eye here. You don't like my sound effects?
He asked in earnest. The cheerful expression.
Well, hopefully some other folks do out there.
Yeah. We've got black cat and golden retriever energy here.
Well, you're going to get some more sound effects here. I'm sorry to tell you.
It's okay.
To tell them while you're mad. Folks,
tell them why you're mad and sad.
We're not, you know, I got this message. I'm just going to leave everyone unnamed on here. I got this message from a Instagram friend yesterday.
Cultural attaché.
Yeah, that I thought was pretty funny. On Mondays, I answer my DMs. I just like sit down and hammer them out. I like generally answering just about any question I get.
He hates leaving people behind, making people feel like they're not being heard by him, which is so sweet.
Well, you know,
you know how it feels to be abandoned.
Well, without getting too
Socially.
personal, yeah. So, somebody, I guess this is, why are we mad here? I guess why we're mad here is because people think that we are, people on the internet seem to think that we are rich,
What? Yeah.
but where are our riches? So
How-
I guess I could be mad at the people that thinking that we're rich, but I could also be mad because if you're going to think we're rich, we might as well be rich. And where are our riches?
Where are they?
Where are these riches?
I would love them. I would
Tens
go
of
on
millions are owed to us. Where are they?
Can you imagine?
So,
oh my God.
so I think that there's an interesting
Misconception.
and well, I guess we should start this off by there's an interesting riff in alt cycling and punk and all of punk rock culture where if you're rich, you have to hide it, so essentially, or it's not cool to be rich, right?
Yeah.
In the alt world, we just go outside. I think that's a fact. It's just not cool to be rich. Am I right?
I guess. Yeah.
You know much more about class warfare and class struggle than I do. But so I'm just going to ask you these questions. I
Sure.
guess. So
Now it's an interview.
I know personally that you have a lot of baggage around class jumping and and just growing up poor and how that makes you feel in this world.
Yeah.
And so I don't.
Granted, I'm still poor, but globally, I'm not poor.
Right.
Because I live in the U.S. and
and I am.
The standards are different.
I'm a tall white male, and so I might as well. I'm rich in many ways in this country already. Yeah. But that doesn't mean
have a lot of class and male privilege.
Yeah, right. My family has been here for a very long time, since the days of the Pilgrims.
So cultural privilege that comes with that as well.
And we never left New England. So I've got a lot of that going for me, but that doesn't mean
that we have tens of millions.
Well, it doesn't mean that
we don't even have 1 of a million.
Well, it doesn't mean that
we don't even have half of a million. Like,
I guess we should just preface this right here. We live in a multi-generational home with Arya's 2 brothers and mother. We don't own this house. Arya's mother does. Yep. I think a nice thing about us is that we don't have any debt. That's really nice. And we don't have kids, which is also nice. But I think these are lifestyle choices that we have made since we were 20. Right. I just never wanted to. I was scared of being adulthood. Poor. I was scared of being poor because my dad's family lost all of their money. And then he was. Okay, now you're sounding rich. Yeah, my dad's family lost all of their money. Well, they almost had. We had to give up our Nantucket house. We did not have a Nantucket house. Well, that's. But we did have a 8 employees, a manufacturing business in New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven, GE Wheeler. The GE Wheeler Company. We actually made children's tricycles. And beat that. So those are where our riches came from. Yeah, the children's tricycles, and then as the eminent domain came through, putting I-95 and I-91 through downtown New Haven, we lost the building that the GE Wheeler Company operated out of, and my grandfather was never able to make it back into a profitable business, and so lost the business, nearly lost the house. It was a rough time, but now I'm back making bicycles. So, after my dad was a charter sports fishing captain. So he had to make his own and learn a whole new skill, and you're doing the same. So, this is a tangent now, but it's just one of these things where just a little background. Just a little background on us. We're not, we sell. Neither of us have trust funds. Like Jesus. I mean, it's funny to pretend. Every once, I think I have mentioned that and be like, people would be like, "How is he doing all this?" I was like, "It's because of my trust fund." Oh, so maybe that's why people are. No one knows if New Englanders are being sarcastic. Yeah, we're sarcastic people, but I think and I like expensive things, so I can see how that could be. Yeah, but it doesn't. I just think that it's a good question around
like class consciousness in the time of social media and AI.
Right.
Because you can ask AI any question and it'll just pop out with some generic answer that is, 50% of the times not true.
Right.
And then you start to believe the answers because that's just how we've been conditioned into finding facts, is by just Googling it or whatever for the past 15 to 20 years.
There are certain meme accounts out there. We won't name any names, but that are dragging small bike businesses.
And I think it's under this understanding, this misunderstanding that these smaller bike brands have millions and millions of dollars, which we can tell you not true.
So
definitely not true for us.
I was sent this.
Not true for Ultra Dynamico.
Well, I was sent this. So this is to get down to the meat and potatoes here.
Say loud, hon. Say loud.
So I was sent this by somebody, and the caption was, "Must be nice, bro. LOL." All right. So this meme account says, fashion brands like Crust and Swift cause problems of inflating secondhand markets and empowering elitism through a facade of being small. Swift is a $9 million company. Don't know where they're getting that number. Crust, along with Ultra Dynamico and Ron's, are probably in the tens of millions. This is not small. I will agree. That's not small.
Not at all.
The inflation of used parts and the cult following hurt the less fortunate and help the ones who already have enough. I call it gentrification because their notoriety is the same. Okay, that was the end of the screenshot. But yeah, I got a great chuckle out of that. I responded to the fellow, well, I live with my mom. Tens of millions of dollars yet.
Yeah.
We live with your mom. And our bathroom. Don't even get us started on that.
Oh my God.
I have a propane outdoor heater set up in the bathroom to give us hot water. And there's essentially a hole to shit in and like 2 planks leading in.
2 planks.
We've been living like this for 6 years.
Yeah.
Because we're spending all of our money from this podcast on ice cream.
We have our priorities. Okay.
But now it got me thinking. I was like, well, where is he getting these numbers from? Like, what is this? And then it got me thinking. I was like, this must be a chat.
Yeah.
Like this has got to be an asking AI scenario, because there's nothing out there that would tell you I don't know. There's nothing out there published about this. I know like Swift. I've known Martina. I know that she's never seen $1 million.
Yeah.
And if you want to, she's been very straightforward about what happened to her business. There's what's the name of that podcast? Second Nature podcast. How I burned down my business. Listen to that, and you'll get an idea of what Martina's dealing with. She had big ideas. She was trying to be a millionaire, but it doesn't quite work out in the bike industry for whatever reason. Crust, I can't speak to. I don't know. I can't.
I don't think it's like that though.
Don't think it's like that though. Ultra Dynamico.
If it were, they wouldn't have to work anymore, and they still work very hard. And I went after this person one day because I was at the luteal phase.
Yeah. You've had days,
and I was like, ooh, I feel weird this morning. I think I'm gonna have a little fight on the internet as a treat to myself and my savage attitude right now. And I went through it. I was like, dang, this person, I don't think they really know what's going on in the world. So,
or lots of misunderstandings. I wouldn't say what's going on, but you can't make an account based upon inflaming people.
It reads like folk Marxism.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in Marxist thought, very much in protest culture because I'm Tibetan. And actually, as a sad note to tell them why you're mad, I'll also add tell them why you're sad. There was a Tibetan man who self-immolated last Thursday to highlight cultural genocide inside of Tibet. And he was a beloved member of the New York Tibetan community, and I have lots of feelings about it, but that happened. And I think that people need to know what's going on. This is the 168th self-immolation since 1998 inside and outside of Tibet by Tibetans, pretty much just saying we have experienced hell and we're still going through it, and we wish that people would understand and talk about it. And growing up in movements, growing up in a culture and community that understands power like that and has been trying to fight power for our land and country. I grew up going to like how to organize campaigns, how to build people power from the bottom, from the grassroots, how to like target decision makers so you can get your campaign goals met, how to do strategy, how to build coalitions, like all of these workshops and like real life on the ground community organizing I've done, and talking to this person for 3 seconds let me know that that person probably has not done a lot of like people power, mobilizations, coalition building, real work, because you cannot be that messy when you're organizing.
Ooh, takedown.
I'm just saying, like, everyone is going to be messy when they're in community because we're all human beings and we're all flawed and messy and still are loved, like, holistically, regardless of it. And the thing that gets me upset about things like this is it separates, it creates this mirage of this like folk Marxism I was telling you about, where there's like this idea of universal oppression and it is me who's the oppressed, and then there's a line, and then there's someone else who, not knowing like consciously that they are on the other line, you are disrupting class solidarity before you even know the facts. Like, that is not class consciousness, that is class erasure. And this information is coming from AI generated numbers that aren't true.
It's clear.
It's not rooted in reality. And because it's not rooted in reality, the visions that you have for more accessible bikes, bike culture, ain't gonna happen, because it has to be rooted in truth, and it has to be rooted in love of people, in love of life, not like counter. I have built and have been a part of movements that are built on not liking something, and I guarantee you that the ways you build is on unity of what you're actually trying to build, not what you don't want to build.
Yeah, but you get a lot more clicks when you go for what you don't want to build.
Yeah. You get a lot more clicks, a lot more attention, and a lot more, what is that? Like social clout?
Yeah, well, I did I thought I was just like, back to like, where did this come from? I was like, this guy's looking at AI. And he would never, someone like that would never be like, oh,
Well, we don't know if it's a guy.
We don't know. Yeah, right. And so I was like, well, as somebody who does not care if somebody thinks I use AI, because whatever. I was like, yeah.
So we're going from let's get organized, let's build real class consciousness and solidarity. We're going with,
I had to look it up to see if that's where he was getting his information from. And so I tried like crust first. I asked, how much revenue does a company like Crust Bikes bring in your estimate? Take a look at their website. They have been in business for 12 years now. That was the information I gave it. And so chatbots estimate Crust Bikes like annual direct from the website sales to be like 3.5 million. And then their total company revenue of 4 to 6 million. So we're getting close to 10. So maybe the guess of the chatbot is 5 million. This is a chatbot. This is not information.
Real. This is not real.
I'm just doing it so you don't have to. So then I was like, okay, yeah. And then
waste the water on.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I thought this was funny too, because they, Analog Cycles up in Pulteney, Vermont, are a small company. And I know people that work there, and I know that the chatbot also thinks that Analog is worth millions.
Wow.
Which is really,
they would love that.
They would love that too. Yeah, you could buy the whole town of Pulteney from it for a few $1 million. And so, you've got that. And then I was like, oh, what about Ron's bikes? Well, unfortunately, they say that there's no way for Ron's bikes to really scale because it's only me. They said that if people want to buy what Ronnie likes,
Okay.
And if Ronnie's not there, then nobody buys it. And so it can't be worth that much.
I don't exist at all in
According
the
to
world
the
of
chatbot,
AI.
yeah.
It's just Ron.
So unfortunately, yeah, they think that we're
It's
only
just
worth,
wrong.
they're only
And
worth
I
a
will
half
go
million.
after anyone who comes after Crust because
But
those.
Ultra Dynamico, this was the really funny part.
Wait, let me finish my
Okay,
sentence.
sorry. Okay.
Because they're run by people I absolutely love. You know, that's to me, she's like a sister, and you're coming after my family on information you don't know jack shit about. Like, go fuck
She
yourself.
wears some really nice shoes.
She
puts off
is
the.
from,
She's got luxury tastes, so
She-
maybe that's factored into this also.
but you can
We're
dress however the
speculating. Of
fuck
course,
you
we're
want.
speculating. We're
And
speculating.
she's from New Jersey, like loves that aesthetic and loves that style, and I love it too because it's a joy to see.
So chatbots also think that Swift Industries
So
is
fuck
worth
outta here.
nearly 9 million.
Okay, so they definitely got
They
that
definitely got
information
that one.
from
So that's why
ChatGPT.
so that's why I
So
saw
hate
that.
that.
Yeah, but they think that Ultra Dynamico is worth the most out of all of them. And so Ultra Dynamico, we're supposed to be worth
How much?
Where are we in here?
How much are we getting?
Man, where'd it go? Ultra Dynamico is worth, okay, where is it in here? Okay. Oh, 8 to 12 million.
Wow, amazing.
Folks, off Ultra Dynamico last year, I've moved up from only owning 35% of the company to owning 50% of the company.
Hey.
I made, I think, total $7,000 off Ultra Dynamico last year.
7,000, not 7 million.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
3 less zeros.
You know, I hope we have a better year this year.
Oh my god!
I hope we have a better year this year.
The delusions.
But those are the facts, folks.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if I could reach past my rage at this fracturing of like truth and like what is actually the numbers, because like you can fudge a bunch of things, but you can't fudge like math always tells the truth.
Right.
And so like, our math is telling our truth. But I think if I could reach across and try to do some understanding of why this person might be feeling like this, it is true. Like, we are alt bikes because some of these bikes that the pros are riding, some of the just the kits alone, it is already so expensive.
$15,000 for a top of the line bike these days.
$500 for just bibs, That's $300 for a basic ass helmet,
and
like $100 for gloves,
apparel, especially like Rafa is like
it's
Chinese
so
made.
expensive.
There's a lot of markup in apparel.
And we absolutely reject those things that are, inflated because it's a brand that's slapping their label on there, but it's getting made by, questionable labor practices abroad.
Yeah.
We don't like that at all. Like, that's why Ultra Dynamico is made in Japan with really strict regulations and high standards for living. And they're made in the US for us because like our bags are all made in the U.S.
We know who makes our stuff. We know they're making a living wage.
We've been to the shops.
Like our
Auntie Laura's making our stuff.
Our
been
bikes
to her
our
personal
bikes
home.
are paying people's mortgages. Like,
so I get it. Like there is like if you take the misinformation out of it, there is good critique here, and I don't think that we are free of critique, and I welcome it when it's intelligible. But when it is just dumb stuff that
lies.
You pull, it really interrupts. Like, it interrupts smaller businesses from actually being viable because people are spreading misinformation
or they want stuff cheaper. Like
they want things way cheaper. If you want things cheaper, like think about why that's cheap.
Why is it cheap?
Everybody knows how to talk about it. Like, there's a reason why cheap shit is cheap.
There's a standard markup in retail. You want to make you want to make back what you put in, obviously, but you'd like to make a little extra there too. And there's no like 2 or 3 times markup here. Like this is like,
We're not doing
it's
that.
like,
We're at 35% markups because like we won't go above that
and
because
that's why
ridiculous.
our bags are made by people who are getting a living wage that we know.
And that's why we stay
And
like
that's why,
paycheck to paycheck
and that's why
because
things cost
we have
this much.
to.
Like if you
Come
want
on now.
nice things, you want to make sure that the people making are being taken care of. Then things are made in this country. Like if those are things that you're into, you gotta pay more. I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes. I wish it were a different story, but that's just the way it goes.
That's where we are right
where
now.
we are.
And if we don't like it, yes, we should be organizing, but we should be organizing with the truth on our side and not a bunch of AI generated.
Where are my tens of millions?
I would love that. That's why I am Arya.
Tens of millions. All right. Well, I guess we could wrap up
Million.
that. Tell them while you're mad. I hope you all enjoyed that
Million.
little juice. That
Juice we
That
squeezed.
little juice that we squeezed, the lemon juice that we squeezed in our own eyes.
And I hope you build your own class consciousness and learn how to be in solidarity with all workers all over the world. It's not that hard to do, and it'll actually save you a bunch of money.
Okay.
Moving on to some gossip.
You've got gossip.
Well, I guess it's not that much about gossip, but there are several high-performing pro-women writers who are pregnant right now.
Oh, okay.
Which is a really fun one for me. Like, okay, so from that to new life being developed, who the real producers are. You know, the real production in the means of production marketplace is people who make babies in their bodies. Those are the real producers in the world. And I am frankly so sick and tired of, anyway. So Elise Shabby and Emma Norsgaard are pregnant, and it's
not together.
Well, they are.
Well, they're both pregnant, but they're not.
All right, enough with the freaking 90s jokes. Okay, Dad.
What was that? No 90s joke. I just wanted, they're not a couple, right?
They're not a couple.
All right.
They're pregnant. And Sarah Sturm, also pregnant, was a gravel superstar from the US. And it's just really fun seeing high performing athletes like this going through pregnancy and what changes in the body and like submitting science through what their bodies are going through and being active. It again tells me how dynamic women's cycling is and how there is so much more information to know and how that's very exciting. It's just a field of unknowns because, you know, watching the men's race, you can kind of see the archetypes of like climber versus sprinter versus, you know, GC contender versus like a monument rider. Like all of those things are kind of set in the men's field, and that's really fun because you know, like, okay, yeah, he's not going to be able to keep up with Perry Pontra up this mountain because like he clearly is not a climber, et cetera, et cetera. And then they surprise you like Remco does when he does really well climbing. But we just don't have that stuff, the science, the culture, these archetypes for the women yet.
Do you know of any like current women's champions who are mothers?
Well, it's
got to be some, but we just don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of tricky because Annemiek van Vleuten became pregnant right after she retired. So that seems to be the thing. But I think that's something of the past. I think Gracie Brown, there are people that have been pregnant, gave birth, came back, and was high performing. I wish I could remember her name.
Well, the women's peloton, they're able to race much longer than the men, right? Like there's older.
Just don't really know. The race at this level has not
hasn't been tested.
Yeah.
We know
there's not enough data. There's not enough like focus studies on it.
I don't know what the
But I think there will be. I think
with the men, we know when men become fathers, their racing careers like completely tank.
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Well, you can't, especially if you're a sprinter, you can't have that. You can't be thinking about somebody else. Like it's only you in that moment. And if you hesitate, then you're gonna turn into wow.
Who won Paris-Roubaix
Well,
and is
yeah.
beloved?
Well, yeah, but he's beloved because he's had so many crashes and so many like second thoughts because he's thinking for himself and his children now. Where you've got to be you know, and you know, especially if you're a sprinter or a one day racer, like that's a tough
Sure.
job. It's
Yeah.
that's going to battle. So
Yeah.
do we want to? We forgot to.
Anyways,
forgot
so
to mention
there's
our new
that.
contributors.
We're going out now.
We're going out now.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention our new contributors at the front of the episode.
We'll keep that at the end of the
Okay,
episodes from
all right,
now.
okay.
Okay, so we have Andy Peacock and Charles Gasconi.
Oh, that sounds like a Frenchman.
Yeah, I really like that name.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
cool.
So thank you for your donations.
Thank you guys.
Yep, and thank you for the fan mail. Well, again, it's been rolling in nicely. It's strange that I can only if I want to actually message the fan mail back. It allows me to only basically text message people back a little of like 100 characters at a time. Basically, I could tweet you back. I don't understand, but we will try and answer a lot of these questions on a future episode, maybe even next episode. Who knows? So thank you for the fan mail. Keep on sending it. Thank you for the kind words and for pushing us to get the pro racing gossip in the beginning of the episode again.
We're deciding
We're
that.
deciding that.
We
We're
put our
deciding
hands
that now.
down. We decided because
Yeah,
of
this
feedback.
podcast was always for us, by us, just like FUBU.
Yeah.
But you know, we like other people's opinions. Not to, you know, we welcome that all, and we will take it all into consideration. And this podcast will forever be shifting, I'm sure too. We're not necessarily sticking to.
We don't have any sponsors like
know.
per se. I guess Ron's and Ultra Dynamico,
We have
but that's
tens
just
of millions
us.
of dollars worth of.
I know.
We could be as big. We could. I mean, for that much
wish.
money, we could probably get Shopify. Not
Oh my
Shopify. Sorry,
God.
Spotify to buy us.
Yeah,
And
right?
we could we could be like, you and I could be Joe Rogan.
It's so fun just like daydreaming about that. Like
being Joe
bless that hater who was like, oh, because they think so highly of us.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like,
I guess
aw,
that's the way to think about it.
aw.
Yeah, you know that. I guess that is flattering.
You think we're
mean,
tens of millions of dollars
I
rich?
guess if
Aw,
we actually were making that, I'd be proud of it. I'd be telling everybody.
I would too.
Yeah,
I
be
would.
telling everybody with all my gold jewelry.
Yeah. Your toe rings.
Yeah, all my toe ring, the chain connecting my
chain
toe ring to my
your belly button
ring.
ring.
Yeah, you know, you know my dreams.
Yeah, I know. So until you see a belly button ring with a chain that goes all the way to a toe ring, we have not hit 1 million.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh,
That's what I'm going to buy with my first million.
okay.
Yeah.
With some dolphin charms hanging
Yeah,
down it.
that's gonna run it right up the leg of my tiny shorts. Yeah, that's gonna be real nice.
I can't wait for that
So,
day, my love.
folks, yeah, I bet you all can't wait for that day either, folks. All right. So yeah, keep on supporting the podcast, and ice cream will turn into toe rings. Well, with that, folks, I'm Ronnie Romance.
I'm Aria. Thanks for joining us on our 10th episode.
10th episode.
Double digits.
Oh no, you're doing the sound effects.
I mean, I think I'm better at double D's.
All right, bye, folks. Have a great week.